What's going on, guys? Jesse Rush with Fling God Bows. Here on my second attempt at the English longbow with a better stave. This is how to build a hunting English longbow, Victorian style. These are the directions that I'm following. Cut stave to 6 feet in length. Draw a straight line down the center of the sapwood. This is the back of the bow. Now draw on the back an outline which has a width of 1 1/4 extending for a foot above and a foot below the center. Which I actually did a little different because this is just a rough out. I went a foot above and a foot below the handle. So mine stayed a little wider, a little higher up. Anyway, slowly tapering to 3/4 of an inch at the tips, and this is your rough working plan, and it's sufficiently large to ensure that you end up with a strong bow. Cut the lateral surfaces down to your outline with the stave belly up. Use the draw knife. Shave off wood until the bow is 1/4 inch in the center. This decreases as it approaches the tips, where it is eventually going to be a 1/2 inch thick and a 1/2 inch wide. Right now it's at 3/4 and roughly 3/4. The only part that's exact is the back here. The belly has just been eyeballed, leaving it slightly thick because I don't want to overdo anything. Now, as you remember, this is a pretty big fucking stave. And this is my second one, so I'm not going to fuck around with this one. I think I know why the other one broke from some comments on primitivearcher.com and through the guy Dave that sold it to me, and a buddy of mine on YouTube who is all about yew wood. Basically, the other bow, not only was the sapwood pretty small, and it was just a practice stave with knots and all that, but it was too short for the poundage I was going for. I was trying to make a 70-pound, 65-pound bow out of a 66-inch piece of yew with less than 1/4 inch of sapwood. This, on the other hand, is a 72.5 inch bow. It's taller than me. And I think it's 72.5. It might be 73.25. I can't remember. But it's a long motherfucker. Okay? And so it's going to be able to withstand a little bit more strength. It's nice and straight. It's a good bow. It's got a little bit of a I don't know what you would call it, reverse set, which is good, you know? It's got a little bit of reflex to it, which is awesome. That's you want that, because yew tends to take a little set. So, you know, you can see it teeter-tottering. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. That's a real good thing. But, okay, so now I'm going to follow these dimensions. Mr. Pope there, I followed his stuff, and basically it goes 6 inches from the center. It's 1/16 thick, and it is 1 1/4 wide. 6 inches up further than that, it's just a hair under 1 1/4 wide, and it is 1 inch thick. Then 6 inches up from that, it's 7/8 thick, and it's still just a smidget under 1 1/4 wide. 6 inches from that, at the 24-inch mark, we're at 3/4 inch thick, and at the 24 mark here we are 5/6. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed up a second ago. It was 1/8, 1 1/8, and then at the 24-inch mark, 3/4 thick and 15/16 width wide, and then at the 30-inch mark, it's 1 1/16, or no, I'm sorry, 11/16 wide and 9/16 thick, and then the tips are going to be 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. And right at the handle, it's going to be 1 1/8 thick and 1 1/4 wide. And I'm going to do that to both the limbs and that. Then I'll begin tillering after these dimensions have been met. Shooting center is 1 1/4 above the actual center of this bow. This bow will pull around 80 pounds. Therefore, will need to be reduced with a scraper and sandpaper to lower the draw weight if necessary, which I'm going to lower the draw weight. I want it to become about a 60-pound bow, maybe even 55. I'm hunting with it. This is going to be a hunting bow. I'm not, making a war bow. I have no use for a 120-pound bow that I can barely pull and shoot. I'm looking to have something that I can actually use. And I'm not saying you can't use a war bow. I'm just saying they tend to be a little heavy to be sitting in a tree stand and shooting. It's bad enough that I'm going to be sitting in a tree stand with a 73-inch long bow. But I at least need to be able to pull it back. And yeah, I do have another 72-inch long or 73-inch long flat bow made of hickory. And it's an American longbow. And then I have a 66-inch long vine maple bow with a U handle that pulls 65 pounds. The 73-inch flat bow of hickory, that sucker only pulls 48 pounds, and that's my favorite bow to shoot, 48 pounds at 26 inches. So I'm going to tiller this bow to be a 28-inch draw. God, I hope it doesn't break on me. I mean, I'm literally praying to the Lord. There is a little twist. It's nothing bad though. I got to figure out how to take that out, probably with some heat. Maybe put it in a vise, and then put a clamp on it. Like, put it in a vise like this, so it stays nice and flat. And then put a clamp on it where it's twisted right there. Put a clamp sticking out this direction, and then hang a weight over here off of it so that it'll twist it back. I'm hoping, and just heat it and let the weight twist it back until it's finished. But I got it cut out to the dimensions, and I'm pretty tired. It's burning hot down here in Florida. It's like 100 degrees out. You got to wear this mask. Well, I do. I guess you don't have to. I wear the mask because it's yew wood and it's toxic, and even though I'm just chipping on it,